Hello, good morning, good morning. It's time for the early morning get up time to get our day started off. Then positivity, time to move to shake some things from yesterday into our greater today and hopes for even better tomorrow. It's time for us to move and shake the way that we should, even though we're late. But I have been trying to do stuff. And so this morning, it is September the 14th, I think. Yeah, September the 14th, 2020. It is Monday. It is a new day, a new start to a new week, and we are going to do that in positivity. We are moving and shaking and changing. And I know. I'm supposed to be on my other page, but I can't figure out how to do it. So I've been playing around and doing some things in there, and until I find somebody that's going to help me fix it, I'm going to be on here. Because I got to still show up and be on time and do what I'm supposed to do until I can figure out the rest of the other stuff that's not working out for me. I don't know what is going on with these electronics in me lately. It doesn't want me to do right. I've been trying to do right for a minute. And so, but anyway, I'm going to take the time to do what I'm supposed to do on here until we can get that together and transition over into the other page. The other page is called the Adrian's Daily Dose. I'm just trying to separate a few things so I can make sure that I keep those that just want to be motivated, and then those who are in the business. So we got to separate the two. That's all. So that's exactly what I want to do because I want the right-minded people on the right things, and I don't want to turn people off because that's not what they joined in for. So once again, still in all, I want to be able to put out something that people are going to enjoy. I want to put out value. I don't want to waste anybody's time. Not at all. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to separate a few things so I don't waste anybody's time that's trying to hear something. And I want to give you what you want to hear. And basically, or give you what God instructs you to listen to. Whatever. Whatevs. So at any rate, I hope you are getting ready to have a fantastic day. You are geared toward positivity. You are geared toward getting your goals, dreams, and aspirations all looked at and turned around and all those things that are trying to keep you down. And hopefully you wrote those down so you can acknowledge them. And guess what? Later on, maybe and you'll be able to deal with them. If you can do that, if you can make that change, if you can surrender to your purpose. If you can surrender those things that are trying to block you, stop you, and keep you down, and you can put them in the forefront, find out how to deal with them. Find out how to be able to change them from where they are to where you need them to be. So, what is it that you have planned today? What do you have planned for the week? Do you have certain goals that you're trying to reach? Do you have a certain amount of people that you're trying to get to? What is it that you're doing today? I know we have jam-packed lives, and even though the pandemic caused some of us to actually slow down a little bit, it's starting to get back to the way that it was. And I don't know, they keep talking about things changing once again, but I hope that you first of all have faith and trust in God and that you have put some things forward. So if it hits this time, you're prepared. If it hits this time, you've created a home-based business. That way, with your home-based business, you don't have to worry about whether or not if they lay you off or not. If you are prepared, because we've been talking about it, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Please don't wait till the last minute to be able to do something for yourself. Please don't wait till the last minute. Don't wait till they fire you to say, I'm going to try this now. Don't do that. Get prepared before it happens so you don't have to look at your husband or your wife or your children crazy because you can't put food on the table. Get in line now. Just be prepared is all I'm saying. So we are looking into a great new week, a new month. In September, we're in the 9th month of this year, and we are looking forward to some things that should be happening for you right about now. Some things, it's delivery time. Hey, Racing. It's delivery time. And what does that mean? For those of us who have had children, and you got to go through that period, and that period is supposed to be 9 months. Sometimes it's not always 9 months, but for the majority of us, for the majority of people, it's 9 months and you carry the baby to full term. And when you get to that 9th month, it's time to let that baby go from the inside of you to the outside world. It's time to be able to release a thing in 9 months. So if you have not released anything in 9 months, you got a few more days before the 9th month is up. Because if you haven't delivered anything in 9 months, that means that the baby is overdue. So it's time for you to get up so your baby is not overdue. It's time for you to change some things so your baby is not overdue. It's time for you to move some things so your baby is not overdue. It's time for you to get out of your way and so you can do something better. You can birth what's on the inside of you. You can birth that idea. You can birth that dream. You can birth that goal. You can birth those things that are supposed to be in your life. Not that you continue to wait on somebody else. Not that you continue to take your time to do what it is that you do. But it's time for you to release what's on the inside of you. Maybe you're releasing a new voice in the atmosphere. Maybe you're releasing a new idea, a new goal, a new dream. Whatever it is that you're releasing, it's time for your release. The 9th month brings about delivery. The 9th month brings about a turnaround. Hey, Martin, the 9th month brings it about what it is that you're needing to release. It's in your 9th month that you get that purpose. It's in your 9th month that you create that gift from the inside of you and you can see it with your own eyes. In that 9th month, when you make that delivery and you get to hold that baby in your arms and you get to love on that baby that you have created, you'll be able to, in that 9th month is when it's supposed to come. But if you haven't done anything, if you haven't prepared, one way or another, that baby is coming. One way or another, you're supposed to get it out one way or another, or it's going to be an overdue baby. And you don't want to wait until that 10th month, because that means that it's been in there too long. And sometimes when we hold things too long, those things begin to die because we've held on to them for so long. They begin to die. They begin not to be able to have the functioning mindset because it's been there too long. So sometimes what happens is that you still do all that delivery and you're walking into stillborn death. Come on, man, and that's not easy. It's the hardest thing in the world to lose a child. It's the hardest thing in the world to be able to see that that was something that you carried with you. It was attached to you. It was growing with you. It was eating what you eat. It was drinking what you drank. And then you did all of that in order for hopes and dreams that you were going to deliver healthy, that you were going to deliver something, another person into this world that you can love on. But then you get to the 9th month and you deliver, but it's a stillborn and you can't do anything about it. Because somewhere along the line, the baby stopped being fed right. Somewhere along the line, the breathing stopped being right. Somewhere along the line, they were getting, the air supply was being cut off. Somewhere along the line, they weren't being able to function the way they should on the inside of you. So what happens with our dreams, goals, and our aspirations? We get them on the inside of us, and we cause negativity to choke us. We cause negativity to choke our baby. We cause doubt, fear, and unbelief to choke our baby. We cause those things that should not even be in our lives to cause us to be able to deliver stillborn. Because we're so worried about society. We're so worried about our family. We're so worried about our friends. We're so worried about everything but the right thing. And so still, yes, I do. I love shrimp. So still in all of this, what do? What do you say when you're sitting on your purpose? How are you manifesting better when you're sitting on your purpose? How are you manifesting dreams when you're sitting on your purpose? How do you deliver a healthy baby when you're sitting on your purpose? How do you hey Sean, how do you get out of your own way when you're sitting on your purpose? You're sitting in this 9th month, still sitting on your purpose. You're in this 9th month, still sitting on your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. You're in this 9th month, getting ready to have a stillborn baby. You're getting ready to be overdue. In this realm, you're overdue for a blessing. You're overdue for manifestation. You're overdue. But you keep thinking you got time. You don't have time. 9th month is a delivery month. And anything going past the 9th month, you're putting the baby in jeopardy. Anything going past the 9th month, you're causing something that could kill what's on the inside of you. Anything past the time frame you're supposed to deliver is going to cause a problem. Regardless of what you believe and what you think, is going to cause a problem. If you don't deliver that baby within that 9th month, that time frame, yes, you will overdue. Yeah, the baby can still be in incubation mode, and that is very true because God is sovereign and God is smart. And sometimes He might allow you to go over maybe that 9th month and a week. But come on, baby, after that, you can't go no further. I know you can't go no further. I went out when I was pregnant with my youngest daughter. She got so big, and I'm not the biggest person. I'm only 5'1". Look, but I got so I got so big. Well, she got so big on the inside of me that I had her in my 8th month because she was so big I couldn't hold her. Her body was too big for my body. she outgrew me. So what ended up happening was I ended up having an emergency C-section because guess what? She was ready to come because she could no longer fit. Her body could no longer fit inside my body. She was too big. So I ended up having to have an emergency C-section. So what you know is that you're trying to create this thing. And if it gets to be too big for you, it is something that God wants to bring into this atmosphere. If that baby gets to be too big for you, then sometimes you might have to have an emergency C-section on that idea and bring it out of you. You might have to have an emergency C-section and bring that idea to fruition. You might have to deliver it at a time you weren't expecting. Now, you might have to deliver it earlier than you expected, but you got to deliver it because it's something that's so important on the inside of you that somebody needs. It's something that needs to be loved on. It's something that needs to be nurtured. It's something that needs to grow. It's something that's going to get you from this point to next point, but you got to let it out. But if you're not ready to release it, if you're not ready to do it, if you're not ready to manifest it, hey, T, good morning. If you're not ready to, then guess what? As big as that idea is on the inside of you, as great as that idea is on the inside of you, as wonderful as that idea is on the inside of you, if you don't release it, you might have to go into an emergency C-section in order to get it out because God needs it to be in the atmosphere. He needs that delivery because He put it in you for a reason. And He gave you 9 months. And in those 9 months, if you thought about it, if you cultivated it, if you grew it, if you fed it right, if you taught it right, if you did it right, then sometimes it gets bigger than you. And once it gets bigger than you and you can no longer hold it, it's time for it to come out. When my daughter was born and she came out as big as she was, it was like, wow. How did I hold that for so long? And when she came out, she seemed like there was no way I should have had this person inside of me. When you get to the point, your ideas should be coming out. There is no way that you should be holding those ideas on the inside of you. It's time for them to grow. It's time for them to manifest. It's time for them to come out because other than that, you're going to deliver a stillborn baby. Other than that, your baby will be overdue. Other than that, you're not going to get that idea out. You're not going to get that dream out. You're not going to get that goal done. You're not going to get it done if you don't take the time to be able to get yourself in position to release. You must get in position to release. Hey, Alton, how are you? You must get yourself in position to release that idea. You must get in position to release that process. Come on, the process of your power must be released. And in this process, it's going to take you to something new. It's going to take you to something greater. It's going to cause you to cultivate something bigger than yourself. But until you get in position, God can't release it until you get into position. And what does that mean? Like when I had to go for that emergency C-section with my daughter, I started off at the doctor's office. And as I started off in the doctor's office, I almost went home before the doctor decided. She said, wait a minute. I was getting ready to leave, put my clothes back on. My sister was with me, and I was getting ready to leave. And she said, you know what? I don't feel right. She said, there's something else that I must check before you go. And she said, she said, I'm sorry that I had you to get ready. She said, but it's just something on the inside of me. She said, I can't let you go. I want to check one more thing. So I had to get back down. and lay down on the table. I had to get back into that position that I was in before. And then she started to check. She said, oh my God. She said, stay right here. I'll be right back. And then she left out of the room. She came back and she said, okay, we got to go to the hospital. And I'm like, what do you mean we got to go? I was getting ready to leave because, y'all, I had to go to work. Y'all know how I am about going to work. I had to go to work because I need a check. So I had to go to work. And I'm like, what you mean we got to go to the hospital? She said, listen, right about now, the things that are going on the inside of you, we need to go to the hospital right now. I need somebody to go call an ambulance. Have the ambulance come here right now. We have to go right now. And I look at my sister and we're like, what? What is happening? So she comes back. She comes back and she says, right now, she said something is coming. She said, but right now, the things that should be still on the inside of you are no longer on the inside of you. We got to go to the hospital right now. They rushed me to the emergency room. And as we went to the emergency room, I went through the ambulance and we got to the hospital. She came into the room. This is not even my doctor. My doctor was somewhere, I don't know. But I had another doctor, a stand-in doctor, and thank God for her because the doctor that actually delivered my child was not the one I had been working with for the last 8 months. It was a completely different person. But she was the only one that found the problem that I was having. She was the only one that found the solution to the problem that I had. So when we got to the hospital, she said, I want to let you know something. She said, that baby is coming, and it's coming today. She said, I understand that you had another date. She said, but the baby is too big to still be on the inside of you. She said, so now what's going to happen is you're going to have that baby today. I said, what? I'm not ready for that. Matter of fact, my husband was nowhere around. He wasn't there at all. I was with my sister. He wasn't there. I wasn't ready to deliver at that moment. I thought I wasn't ready. She said, well, whether you're ready or not, that baby is coming today. We got to take the baby today. We can't wait because if we wait any longer than today, then there will be a problem. There will be complications. So if you got a dream on the inside of you that you keep waiting on, if you got a goal on the inside of you that you keep waiting on and it's supposed to be delivered today, you run the risk of messing up something that's greater than yourself. You run the risk of making that baby suffer because you're not ready. Oh my God, you're making or waiting until the last minute, moment, and second to get yourself in position when you had 8 months to get ready for that delivery. Oh my God, you had 8 months to get ready for that to come forth. You had a time frame. God gave you several years to get yourself together. He told you if you don't do it this time, you might not come out as well as you've been coming out. If you don't come out this time, you might not make it seem the way that it's supposed to be. If you don't come out this time, how are you going to be able to deal with what it is? Come on, I'm telling you now that what is happening for you, in you, and through you is something that must be delivered now. It is no longer time for you to continue to wait, thinking you're going to incubate that baby for another 3 months. It's not going to happen. It is time now. It is time now. It is time now to let that baby be brought forth because your delivery date is here. The delivery date is here, and you must manifest what God has put on the inside of you. You can no longer wait on it. You can no longer hold it. You can no longer stop yourself from going to your next, from getting to your greater, from being bigger than this and better than. You can no longer stop what God is doing because he's ready for you to deliver in this 9th month. He's ready for you to take over in this 9th month. He's ready for your release. He's ready for you to get something that's going to bless your life. It's going to bless your soul. It's going to have you talk a different way. It's going to have you grow up a little bit. It's going to have you do more because now your responsibility is no longer in you. It's outside of you, and you've got to cultivate the responsibility in you in order to get that goal, that dream, that aspiration, that thing done on the inside of you. You must be able to go forward. Hey, Chantrell, you must be able to incubate that baby only to the point that God is saying it's time to release it. So you in your 9th month, what you gonna do? You in your 9th month, how are you gonna get out of it? You're in your 9th month, it's time for that baby to be released. You're in your 9th month, it's time for that goal to be reached. You're in your 9th month, it's time for you to reach those heights that you didn't think you could reach. You are in your 9th month, it's time for delivery. What are you gonna do in this time, in this 9th month? What are you gonna do in this season? What are you gonna do with that baby? What are you gonna do with that idea? What are you gonna do in order to grow? What are you gonna to do in order to manifest. God is telling you, if you hold on any longer, you're going to risk the risk. You are going to risk being able to make that baby stillborn. You're going to risk it. You're going to risk losing it because you are not ready. Because he told you, he's been telling you to get ready. He's been telling you he's ready to bless you. He's been telling you he's ready to manifest things in you. He's been telling you he's ready for you to move forward. But yet, you keep thinking that you got time. You don't have time because a stillborn baby is still a baby. But guess what? That means that baby will never see the light of day because guess what? It's now deceased coming out of you, but it's deceased. It's coming out of you, but it's not being able to work in the full capacity. Come on. It's not able to work into the full capacity yet. It's not able to do what it is it was set out to do. Because why? It died on the inside of you because you gave up. It died on the inside of you because you quit. It died on the inside of you because you couldn't take it. It died on the inside of you because you didn't cultivate it. It died on the inside of you because you didn't feed it. It died on the inside of you because you helped it to lack oxygen. It died on the inside of you. So guess what? Now you're delivering a stillborn baby, and that's an emptiness that only God can fill. You can't do anything with it. You can't manifest better in it. Only thing you can do is to hold and pray that he continues to close that part of your heart that doesn't hurt anymore because you delivered a stillborn when you could have delivered something healthy had you not continue to think about yourself, had you not continue to think about all the things that you failed at, had you not fed it negativity, had you not felt it doubt, fear, and unbelief, had you not fed it all the negativity all around you, it could have come out better. And guess what? Even if you don't deliver stillborn, but you still are holding on to it and the baby is overdue. I don't care what you say. It's uncomfortable. I don't care how you feel. It's uncomfortable carrying something as long as you do. And then you have the audacity to hold it longer than 9 months. It's uncomfortable. You already don't feel well. You already gaining weight. You already retaining water. It's sitting on every organ in your body. And it's uncomfortable. You can't sleep right. You can't turn right. You can barely walk right. It is uncomfortable when you are overdue. It is uncomfortable when you can't get out of your way. It is uncomfortable when things don't happen the way that they should. It is uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable. And since you're uncomfortable in this situation, and you're uncomfortable, what happens? And in you being uncomfortable, your mindset starts to change. In you being uncomfortable, you're just ready to get it over with. In you being uncomfortable, it is taking time from all the other things that you want to do because you're so uncomfortable, and you're miserable, and you're mad, and you're hot, and you want to just get it done. But because it's overdue, there's nothing you can do until you get in position. There is nothing you can say until you get in position. There is nothing you can feel but uncomfortability in this situation because you're holding on to it. You're holding on to something too long, and it's time for the delivery. I'm telling you, it is time for the delivery in your life. It is time for the idea in your life. It is time for the goal in your life. It is time for the dream in your life to come to fruition, but you got to get into position in order to deliver the thing that is on the inside of you, in order to deliver those things that are holding you back, in order to believe in what he told you. You got to get in position. Come on, you got to get in position. If you don't get into position, all these things that are going on the inside of you is going to cause a bigger problem than just the delivery. As I stated, as big as a baby gets, it starts to crush certain parts of your body on the inside of you, the stuff that you need. You think going to the bathroom every 5 minutes is a problem, but what happens if some of those things and that baby gets to be so big, it starts to crush some very other important organs. And when you deliver, you still got damage to your body because that thing you had on the inside of you started to mess up some things because it was overdue and it stayed too long. So the things that are in you that are staying too long, that are being crushed by your doubt, that are being crushed by your negativity, that are being crushed by your fear, that are being crushed by your insecurity, that are being crushed. You got to be able to recover from that. You got to be able to recover from that. You got to be able to recover from that. Because one of the things, know that people who are in delivery, do you not understand that you are the closest to death when you are in delivery? When you are getting ready to let that baby come forth, you are the closest part to the point of death at that point, because you're trying to not only save your life, but you're trying to bring forth another life. You are the closest point of death at that point. And so when you get to the point that you are ready and you are willing and you are able and everything in you is ready to release, but you are at that point that you can't do nothing but push. You're at that stage right now. You're at the stage that you can't do nothing but push. You're at the stage that you can't do nothing but believe God. You're only at that stage because you waited so long for your baby to come forth. Your delivery date is about to expire. Your delivery date is about to expire because you're not in position. Don't be the one that's out of position. Be the one that's ready for that due date. Be the one that's ready to accomplish. Be the one that's ready to manifest. Be the one that's ready to go forth. Be the one that's ready to nurture. Be the one that's ready to grow. Be the one that's ready to do. Be the one that's ready to go up. Be the one that's ready to have the family. Be the one that's ready to do it. Don't be the one that's waiting in the middle and having a stillborn because you're not pouring into yourself, because you're not pouring in to the baby that you have, because you're not cultivating that dream, that goal, that aspiration. Don't be the one that wants to have a stillborn delivery because of what you're not doing. Don't have a stillborn delivery because of what you can't accomplish. Don't have a stillborn delivery all because you're scared. Because you're scared to release. Don't have a stillborn because you're scared to release what's on the inside of you. Please don't let that happen to your goals, your dreams, or your aspirations. Do not let it happen. Not in this season. Not in this season. Don't be the one that has an overdue baby. Because if you have an overdue baby, that means that all the people that have been waiting on you for so long can't get what they need because you ain't ready. All the people that have been waiting to hear a word strictly from you can't hear that word because you wasn't ready. All the people that were sitting on the wayside waiting to hear what that one thing God had for them to hear, they couldn't hear it. Why? Because you wasn't ready. And so since you're not ready, they're the gift that they need to open up can't be opened up until you open up your mouth. God placed them in your line, in your world, in your way so that you can help them. But if you're not ready because you're worried about what's going on in your life, when you're not ready because you're worried about the things that are happening to you, when you're not ready because you can't let go of what's going on in your neck of the woods, you're not ready. So if you're not ready, guess what? Those people who are waiting on you are still waiting. They're still waiting on a word. They're still waiting on an example. They're still waiting on encouragement. They're still waiting on the fact that you have what they need on the inside of you. And you're scared to step out. And you're too busy to step out. And you're too overwhelmed to step out. And you're too charismatic. You're so busy being a people pleaser that you can't really focus on what it is you're trying to do. You're so busy doing so many things because you feel like if I do this and I do that and I do this, then guess what? Then maybe I can make it happen. But God gave you the idea already. He gave you the ability to be able to pour out what's on the inside of you and to pour into you more, to do more, to believe more, to have more. He gave it to you already. Every answer that you need is already on the inside of you. And every answer that you want is already on the inside of you. And every answer that you're seeking is already on the inside of you. What you must do is tap into the gift. Tap into the gift that God has given you. Don't stop. Don't quit. Don't give up. Not now. Not when you are so close to delivery. Hey, Miss Pittman, not now. Don't you give up when you're so close to delivery. Don't you give up when it's so close for you being able to get that dream on the inside of you to the outside of you. Don't you give up now. Don't you cry your way through it. Don't you get bigger and you get better, you get bolder because, baby, it's coming one way or another. You got to get what's on the inside of you out of you in this month. Because if you don't, and you have a stillborn, your life is not going to be the same. It will cause you to go into depression. It will cause you to go into sadness. It will cause you to feel defeated. It will cause you to feel like you're not loved. It will cause you to feel like you're the problem. It will cause you to be able to go back into the back of your mind and all the things that you always failed at. It's going to bring those to the forefront of your mind, but it's not what you're supposed to do, or it will cause you to be overdue. Even when you're overdue, you still got to do some stuff. Come on, if you don't get something, walk around, do some other things to help you do that delivery as quickly as possible so you don't run into having a stillborn baby. Do something other than complain. Do something other than point out other people's faults. Do something other than let life hinder you. Do something other than whine. Do something that's going to bring forth that child. Do some exercise or walk around. Do something that's going to help you deliver healthy and happy. Do something that's going to help you make it work. Do something that's going to help you make it happen. Do something. Even in the midst of things looking like it's not going to work out. Even in the midst of things looking like everything is falling down around you. Even in the midst of everybody leaving you. Even in the midst of people turning their back on you. Even in the midst of you not being able to see the forest for the trees. Even in the midst of it, you stand up and you stand out. And if you got to stand alone, baby, you still stand. Because if God is before you, he's way more than the world against you. And this might just be your testing time. This might be that 40 days that you didn't even know you were going through. It may just be that 40 days of testing time so he can deliver you into something else, deliver you into better, deliver you into greater, deliver you into more. Let you make the connection that you should make. Let you do the things that you should do. Let you manifest more than you ever thought possible, because your testing time is now over. And it's time for you to come out as pure gold. That testing time was to see if you were going to get mad when they cussed you out. That testing time was to see if you were going to have patience. That testing time was to see if you were going to get up and go. That testing time was to see if you was going to make it happen. That testing time was going to see if you was going to cry. That testing time was going to see if you was going to give up. That testing time was to see if you was going to say God's not here. The testing time was to see if you was going to give up on him. The testing time was to see if you were going to give up on yourself. That testing time was to see were you going to be able to serve him happy, or were you going to be able to serve him mad? Were you going to be able to serve him in the midst? Were you going to be able to serve him when you were told no? Were you going to be able to serve him when the team started falling apart? Were you going to be able to serve him when it seemed like nobody listened? Were you going to be able to serve him when nobody joined you? Were you going to still be able to serve him when you wasn't getting what was in his hand and he's trying to get you to get what's in his heart? Were you going to still be able to serve him, or were you going to be able to do something different? Were you going to be able to step back and say, okay, God, I know you promised me this, but I ain't got it yet. So what's going on? That's why I don't have what it is that you promised me. Are you demanding God to be able to do something for you when you've done absolutely nothing for him? Are you still telling him what he must do for you and you've done nothing for him? You haven't been obedient. You haven't walked. You haven't heard what's in your inner ear. You haven't done the things that he told you to do, but yet and still you're telling him what he must do for you. Come on, man. It's not hard to be able to believe what he told you, but you got to be able to be obedient in the midst of it. You must be a vessel, and a vessel of obedience. You must be a vessel. You must hear what he says. You must believe what he says. Then you must do what he says. And then after all of that works, it still seems like things are not working out for your good. Hey, Daniel, when it still seems like things are not working for your good, still trust God in the midst of it. Still believe, still stand, still hold on to what it is that you know. Still hold on to what it is you've heard. Still hold on to what it is you're doing. Because it will work. It might take a while, but it will work. Hold on. It will work. Hold on tighter. The more it tries to pull you away, hold on tighter, because only you know what God gave you. Only you can believe what God told you. Only you are going to be able to make the masses believe what he said about you. And you got to believe it. You got to believe that you're intelligent enough. You got to believe that you are worthy enough. You got to believe that you're bold enough. You got to believe that you can make it happen. You got to believe that you're going to walk it out. You got to believe that you got to talk it out. You got to believe that you can make it happen. You got to believe God, then you got to believe you. Because if you don't believe you, then none of this matters, because you're not going to do anything that you won't believe. But you got to believe. Out of all things that are being made possible, you're possible. You are amazing. You are wonderful. God has equipped you here for a purpose and a reason. He's done this for you for a reason. And even though it might not seem like everything is working in your favor, baby, just keep on standing. Having done all to stand therefore, because one day that you look up, it will look like you've never even had to deal with poverty. One day you will look up and it will seem like you had never had to deal with any turmoil. One day you're going to look up and it'll seem as if you've always been here. One day you're going to look up and you're going to see that turnaround in your life so clear. You're going to be walking and see it happen. You're going to be talking and see it happen. You're going to be doing the things that you normally do every day and not even realize that you are a millionaire. You're going to be walking into the way you should. Hey, Vincent, you're going to be walking and talking into the way that you should. You're going to manifest those goals, dreams, and aspirations, and it'll be like you've always been there, even though you know you haven't, even though you came up to some rough times, even though you came through some trials and tribulation, even though you came up to people not believing you, even though you came up with people laughing at you, even though you came up with people not saying anything. Hey, Tawan, even though you came up with people doubting who you were, But it'll be to a point where you're going to walk right out of that and walk right into your next. You'll walk right into that victory. You'll walk right into the glory of God. You'll walk right into all the things that you've ever wanted because you took the time to trust him. Thank you so much, Martin. It took the time to trust him, to believe him, and to stand on his word. It's what you got to do in this season, because other than that, you're going to have an overdue baby. You're going to have a stillborn baby. But what we want is we want something healthy and happy, meaningful, and we want our goal to reach the masses. That's what we want. So let's get together so we can deliver healthy, happy, bold, in the way that we're supposed to, and let that dream out. Let those goals out. Let what he put on the inside of you out. It's delivery time, baby. So you must get ready for the delivery. You must get ready. 9 months is it. Other than that, you're delivering overdue. And you are delivering stillborn. You're delivering something with a defect. Come on, because sometimes when you hold on to things too long, things can't get to the way that it's supposed to. Things can't grow the way that it's supposed to. Things can't manifest the way that it's supposed to. But you should be in position to deliver healthy. Inside of you, there's a goal. Inside of you, there's a dream. Inside of you, there's purpose. Inside of you, there's promise. Hey, Therese, inside of you, there's more. Inside of you, there's boldness. Inside of you, there's something that you cannot hold on to any longer because it's screaming to get out to the masses. It's screaming to do better. It's screaming to have more. It's screaming so that you can make a difference in somebody else's life. Not just yours, but it will work for your benefit. It will work for your good. It will do what it is you set out for you to do. You can do this. You can make it. You can. Don't let anybody stop you because of what they haven't done. Don't let anybody stop you because of what they say. They don't run your life. It's up to you to do better. It's up to you to grow. It's up to you to teach and to learn. It's up to you to manifest better. Nobody can stop what's on the inside of you. There's nobody that can stop your excitement but you. I know people say all kind of crazy stuff and they tell you what won't work, but those same people ain't trying nothing either. So if you sit back and let those same people who haven't done anything talk you out of what you're doing, then maybe you deserve to be right where you are. But you ought to be strong enough within yourself to know that somebody who is working the same job that I'm working can't tell me how to get out of a box that they're not out of. Hey, Rhonda, good morning. Nobody that's on the same level or under the level that I'm on can talk me out of where I'm going. If you behind me, how in the world are you going to talk me out of going forward? It doesn't really make sense. How you going to talk me out of where I'm going and you behind me? It looks like I'm a little bit further than you, so I can see closer to where I'm going than you can. But what we have to do is stop listening to naysayers. What we have to stop doing is listening to people who are always negative. Stop. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your mama, if it's your daddy, if your bow-legged niece, your cross-eyed uncle. I don't care who it is. Don't let nobody who's never done anything, who's never accomplished anything, who's never tried for anything, don't let anybody who's never accomplished anything but getting up in the morning tell you how to be able to live your life. Why? How can you? How can you tell me? How can you tell me that it's not going to work and you ain't never done nothing? How can you convince me that it's not good for me when you've never tried it? How can you convince me that what I'm doing doesn't mean anything? How can you convince me that I'm not going to be a millionaire? Who told you that? Because I know that I am the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. I can have what I say, and I can speak those things as be not as though they were. I can decree and declare a thing and make it manifest. All I must do is to trust, believe, and adhere to what God says. Walk into obedience, and I can write my life by the words that I say. Be mindful of your mindset, because you can have what you say, and the way that you live is how you think. Point blank, period. You never going to do nothing you don't believe. I don't care what it is. Even if you believe it for a split second in order to get somebody to get off your nerve. You believed it long enough to make your body say it, to make your mouth say it, to make what you do manifest. You believed it in that instant. You might have stopped believing it afterwards, whatever, but you believed it in that instant. So what you need to do now is to believe you. Believe what God put on the inside of you so you can deliver in this 9th month, so you can deliver more, so you can have what you say, so you can do what you're supposed to do, okay? I gotta go because I got some other stuff I need to do today. Got a lot of work to do, especially on this new page. For some reason, it just doesn't, I don't know, but I'm going to get it done. I am going to get it done. So we are still looking for moving over to Deidre's Daily Dose. That is going to be our new page, and this page is going to be primarily for something else, regular Facebook page, other things that I'm doing. But Deidre's Daily Dose is going to go to a whole nother page so that I can separate the two. And I can get those who are interested in the motivation to be motivated. Those who are interested in business can hear about business. But at the end of the day, we're going to make it happen. Remember, on Wednesday, we are still doing the broadcast. And it is on Jubilee 690 at 10:30 a.m. It is called the Making Wealth Will broadcast. And you know what, y'all? I need some sponsors. I need some people to help me keep this going because I'm doing a lot right now. And I need some people to help me keep this going. Guess what you get in return? You get to be on the radio. If you want to be on the radio, if you want to get a idea out, if you want to get your business out, reach out to me and we can find a spot to get you an ad on the radio. And then not only does it help you, it also helps me to not have to do as much as I do all at once. So if you want to be a support, please reach out to me. The Adrian Wiggins. You can reach me on Facebook. You can reach me on Instagram at the Adrian Liddell 2376. You can also reach me at my phone number 314-461-4988. And reach out to me if you have any ideas or anything like that. Yes, the logo, I got to think about that too. I kind of got an idea of what I want, but I can't draw, so so I don't really know what it's really going to look like. I can't draw. I don't know why, but I can't. I don't know how to draw things. So I'm still doing that for the logo, trying to get a logo to put on everything so that I can monetize it and brand myself. I'm learning stuff as I go, y'all. So if y'all can help me, man. Like this, share this, comment. Let somebody else be encouraged. Please have a great, a magnificent, wonderful day because you deserve it. You are amazing. You are put here for a purpose, with a purpose and in a purpose. So let's deliver these purposes so we can help the masses. All right, y'all. Go out there and check on your people. Drink plenty of water. Take care of yourself. Don't let this demic fool you. God is going to be bigger and better always than what's ever surrounded you. Guess what? What has you surrounded? God has it surrounded. So be able to believe, know, and trust in that for your life. God bless you, everybody. Have a great day.